All right, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. I'm going to begin this one with a whole bunch of gunshots, 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 gunshots. All right? Now, this one is about the Proud Boys and the sentencing of Enrique Tarrio, national chairman and AKA leader of the Proud Boys. Sit back and enjoy this. Don't miss this. Don't tune out. Watch this to the end because there's going to be a part 2 today. I'm hype. I'm excited. And I want to bring y'all this politics. Oh, my God. Hold on, man. All right. Let's go. All right, so this is what it is, man. Unique Mecca Audio. This one is about the Proud Boys, the sentencing of Enrique Tarrio, the national chairman, a.k.a. one of the leaders of the Proud Boys. So I'm trying to enlighten my people because y'all don't really watch politics. I spent all day watching it, and y'all wanted me to give you all my political views. So I'm going to give it to you. Now, the Proud Boys is an exclusively male North American right neo-facet militant organization that promotes and engages in political violence. You following me? The group's leaders have been convicted of violently opposing the U.S. government, including the constitutionality prescribed transfer of presidential power. You understand? It has been called a street gang and has been designated as a terrorist group in Canada and New Zealand. The Proud Boys are known for their opposition of left-wing and progressive groups and their support of former President Donald Trump. Now, just so y'all understand, you understand what we're dealing with? Now, pay attention. Nobody tune out because this is official. Now, the facts are some members do support white ideology. Keep that in mind as I speak to you today. Keep that in mind. Now, Enrique Torres was sentenced to 22 years yesterday. I'm going to blend this in with my man Delroy Edwards. You know, Delroy Uzi Edwards. Gunshots. Let's get that right. You know what I mean? I'm going to be hyped today. So y'all sit back on the edge of your seat because this is where we at. I'm going to blend this in with Delroy Uzi Edwards with the political wars that took place in Jamaica of 1980, which was considered as the deadliest war. Y'all remember that famous picture where Bob Marley held up Michael Manley's hand in one hand and Edward Ciega's hand in the other. So you understand, Edward Ciega was born in the United States, was funded and backed by the CIA to take over Jamaica, to take Jamaican politics from Michael Manley, who has been in power since approximately 1970 all the way up to 1980. America backed Ciega, and Ciega went ahead and went and got street, you know, as they called them, AKA thugs. This is my journalist approach to it. This is the Hood Journalist channel, so you understand. We riding. Let's ride. Remember, we ride on this channel. So if y'all don't know nothing about riding, don't like riding, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to tap out. Gunshots, gunshots, gunshots. 1, 2, 3. Now, this is for my subscribers and the people that want to know what time it is. Okay. Enrique Tarrio, right? Enrique Tarrio, a couple of days before the January 6th, resurrection riot that happened, he stole a flag. He was ordered to stay out of the city of Washington, D.C. a few days before for stealing a Black Lives Matter flag from a D.C. church, and he burnt it at a Trump rally a few days before the January 6th incident. That's Enrique Torres. So he was ordered to stay out, which he followed the order because he stayed in Baltimore. He stayed in Baltimore in a hotel and was orchestrating everything per the government's, testimony in their case, that Enrique Torres was texting on his social media, telling them stuff like, don't effing leave, stay there. You know what I mean? So that's what they did. Enrique Torres, so you understand, is a Cuban Afro-American down with the Proud Boys, who some members do support white ideology. I told y'all the other day, right? Because I'm breaking down what's going to happen when they go to prison, because I've been in there 26 years, so y'all say I'm institutionalized, I'm burnt out, I'm all that. But ain't nobody better qualified to give you the information than this on YouTube right now. All right? I don't eat people backside. I don't disrespect nobody, and I'm definitely not going to disrespect Enrique Torres or the Proud Boys, because I respect any man that stand up for what he believe in, because that's what I call man time. Now, Enrique Torres went to trial as a man. He went to trial as a man. I reported on that the other day. Brother was found guilty. All right? Now, he got sentenced yesterday and got the most lengthiest sentence of 22 years. That's because of his priors. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to laugh. I'm going to have to laugh at this one, because I got part 2 to this coming up today. Make sure you watch part 2 about brother Cuban Afrocentric Enrique Tarrio. Make sure y'all watch that. Now, gunshots. You know what I mean? Gunshots. I like my gunshots. Now, so I understand he was found guilty of orchestrating a riot, right? And he was considered as one of the group leaders, but he was a national chairman. Now, he went and joined the Proud Boys. He did what he had to do. When he left the court and gave up a victory sign, saying that it was victory after he got sentenced to 22 years. Now, they all feel like when Donald Trump get in office that he will pardon them. Donald Trump is running for his life. And I'm going to keep it 100. Y'all hate me all you want. Gunshots to you rat bastards and flip-flop winning in public. Trolls that want to hate me for saying it. I feel that Donald Trump was one of the best presidents of the United States, because even though I might not agree with his policies, he honored his word to his supporters, and he went down a checklist of doing everything he told his supporters and his base that he would do. Now, so you understand. Now, this brother, Enrique Tarrio, he stole a flag from a black church in Washington, D.C. a few days before. He burnt it at a Trump rally. So you understand. He burnt it at a Trump rally. Now, he was sentenced to 22 years in federal prison. And that's the most sentence that's anyone got. But he has priors. And that's where I'm going to laugh. I'm going to speak on his priors in a part 2 to this. So y'all make sure y'all watch the part 2. I'm going to get my supporters, my followers up to speed on the politics of the Proud Boys, of the insurrection of January 6th. The day before, in January 5th, he met in a garage that the feds got videotape of him meeting with a white supremacist group. And he's shaking their hands, he's proud, he's doing his thing. Mind you, he's a Cuban African American. They don't want to tell you that on the news, but I'm going to tell my supporters what it is. He's not white. He's a Cuban African American, and they says he has more black African blood in him than Cuban. You know how they said from back in the slavery days that one drop of African blood taints your whole bloodline and makes you a nigger. You know what I mean? Not disrespecting him, but based on American standards, he's just another nigger. But he joined the Proud Boys. All right, so y'all understand. He was convicted of seditious conspiracy, right, which is the closest crime to treason. The closest crime to treason. Gunshots. And this man only got 22 years. Where I know a man that sold a vial of crack and got a life sentence. Nobody died. In that insurrection in Washington, D.C., on January 6th, a police officer died. A civilian died during that insurrection. And the maximum sentence that the Proud Boys got was 22 years so far. And he was the last one to be sentenced for the Proud Boys. You know what I mean? Now, Tarrio told his men on January 4th, 2021, they should pay attention. You know what I mean? They should storm the Capitol. Then he texted, while they stormed the Capitol and broke the barricades and was fighting the police, he texted, "We did this." This is what the government proved. I'm just a journalist. I'm giving it my hood way. I ain't got all that fancy jargon to play those games. I'm like Donald Trump right now. You know what I mean? I'm a journalist, Donald Trump. I just keep it real, keep it 100, and just speak the facts. So that's what happened. He texts, "We did this." You know what I mean? He texts during the insurrection, "Don't effing leave. Stay in the Capitol. Put the pressure on the Capitol. Put the pressure on the Capitol. Don't effing leave." I want y'all to understand how serious this is. And this is a Cuban African American. And like I said, the facts are some members do support white ideology. The Proud Boys is just, like I said, I already read that to you. You know what I mean? I already told you. The Proud Boys is an exclusively male North American far-right neo-facet military organization that promotes and engages in political violence. And just so you understand how serious this is and how serious politics is, that's why I want my niggas, as well as the Europeans, you know what I mean, to get involved in politics. In Florida, right now, so you understand, in Florida, right now, as we speak, the Proud Boys are running for political office. They're in the school PTA meetings, and they're even running for local seats. So you understand. Listen, so you understand. I'm giving it to you real, raw, and uncut. I don't want to bring race in this, but you, I'm going to just tone it down. I'm not going to use the slang. You blacks and whites that's watching this. America, I'm going to pray. And I'm going to be silent for 3 seconds, and we should all pray. America is heading towards a civil war. Right now, the Donald Trump, who and y'all hate me all you want, I feel is the best president that we had during my lifetime because he honored his word on man time. And everything that he promised his base, his supporters, he honored and he went down a checklist. I've never seen a president do that. So he gets a round of applause. All right, calm down. Let's just give him a round of applause. Relax, man, relax. So that's where we at. So you understand, they was charged with malicious conspiracy, which is the closest crime to treason. You understand? Joe Biggs, the Proud Boys leaders, was sentenced to 17 years. He got 17 years. Let's keep this 100. Let me break this down. He got 17 years for resurrection for a riot trying to overturn the presidential, transfers power, and got 17 years. I just told you that I got a brother. I'm even going to tell you his name. You know what I mean? I ain't going to tell you where he's from, but he's from Harlem, but I ain't going to tell you where he at right now. But I got a brother named Jake, right? Jake was sentenced to life for selling a vial of crack cocaine. We had an officer killed, a civilian killed. They stormed the Capitol. They tore up Washington, D.C. And the maximum sentence, even for a man that has priors like Enrique Tarrio, was 22 years. But my brother got a life sentence for a crack of cocaine. Is that justice? Is that just us? Are we included in the just us? Are we included in the just us? Or is the just us the mega base? You know what I mean? And this ain't about racism. Come on about racism. Like I said, I love Donald Trump. Y'all hate me all you want. I love Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. And I'm telling you, when Donald Trump runs for office, he will win the presidency. If he don't win the presidency in your eyes, by your votes, by your calculation of the votes, he's going to say that it was rigged, they lied, they took it, let's take it. The same thing that happened on January 6th. This is what's happening. This is where we at in America. So don't fall asleep. And remember, they have the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. They've been tricking our people for over a decade while I was incarcerated. So you know who I am. My name is Unique Mecca Audio. I did 26 years on a life with no chance or possibility of parole, plus 20 years for being a drug kingpin, which I deserve to be sentenced and I deserve to be locked away. I poisoned my community. I apologize to my community, and I apologize to the American people that's not for my community. Because I was young, I knew no better. I got locked up at 29 years old, and I came home at like 56 years old. I'm 59 years old now. Next year, I'll be 60 years old. So I'm trying to do my part so that when my time comes to stand in front of my maker, he's going to ask me not what I've done as a youth, but what have I done as an adult once I've learned the wrongs that I've committed amongst my people and amongst God. So I'm trying to give back so that I don't go to the hell of fire. I don't want to go to the hellfire. You know what I mean? But if that's what God chose for me, that's what I got to deal with it. I didn't want to go to prison for life plus 20, but that's what God chose for me. So I went there and I did what I had to do. Enrique Torres is right there. Look at him. This is about him. Like I said, this is how I ride on my channel for you new people coming in. My Cash App on the screen is not spelled with a 1 in my last name. Hall. It's spelled H-A-L-L, not H-A number 1-L. Make sure you go a step further and hit the logo, and it'll say that my account was created in 2020 because I feel that the game is supposed to be sold, not told. And that's why I'm giving you this game. Now, so you understand, Dro Briggs, the Proud Boys leader, got 17 years. I got life plus 20. My man Jake got life also for a vial of crack. I sold a whole bunch of keys. I deserve to get at least 20, 30 years. I'm not even going to lie. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I was a menace. I was a pain in the ass. I was an asshole. I was a dumb youth. Gunshots to the dumb youth. So that's why I'm talking to my gangbangers. I'm talking to my criminals. And I'm talking to my brothers that's getting off the porch and thinking of getting off the porch and telling you don't do it. It wasn't worth it. I had 30 cars at one time. 30 cars at one time. You're going to have the rat bastards and trolls come on here and try and dispute that, but I got federal government transcripts for that. They use the federal government transcripts as their Bible when it suits their position. But this is what I got my life sentence for. So if you want to believe my transcripts or you want to believe what the rat bastards say, that's on you. But I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? Enrique Tarrio was ordered to stay out of the city of Washington, D.C. days before for stealing a Black Lives Matter flag from a D.C. church and burning it at a Trump rally. He was sentenced under the guidelines. Now, when we as black people, and I'm not making this about race, I'm just speaking of facts because I'm a journalist. When we as black people go into federal court and it's time to be sentenced, they tell us as black people that they can't go below the guidelines. They even gave this man and his cohorts an enhancement because they don't have a federal terrorism law, but they have an enhancement for a federal terrorism crime. And they gave him the enhancement and still went below the guidelines. Me, myself, and thousands of my comrades, we petitioned and begged the court to re-sentence us below the guidelines based on a case that came out called Apprendi. But us blacks call it Apprendi, you know? Y'all remember the Apprendi case, but it's pronounced Apprendi. So y'all know what, I'm riding. I'm just trying to teach y'all a little politics and a little history dealing with the justice system. Apprendi, AKA in our urban world, Apprendi. Apprendi was a white dude who shot up a house because they brought some neighbors into his neighborhood, and they was black. And he didn't want them there. When he got charged, he just got charged for shooting at a house. When it was time to be sentenced, he made a statement where, throughout the course of the investigation, where he said that he shot up the house because they brought some black people in the neighborhood and he didn't want black people in the neighborhood, but he wasn't charged with a race crime. But by him saying he did it because they was black, they enhanced them for a hate crime. He took it to the Supreme Court in the Third Circuit. Third Circuit, wonderful court. Round of applause to Third Circuit. Yeah, I'm giving the courts, they props. All right, relax. The Third Circuit, so you understand, is one of the few circuits that go by the Constitution. The Third Circuit said you didn't charge Apprendi with a hate crime, so you can't enhance it for a rape crime. The man was looking at 8 years. They tried to give him like maybe approximately 11 years, like 3 years more. I did 5 years in 80X Supermax, where they have El Chapo. I'm talking about we had the likes of Larry Hoover, Woody Harrelson's father, Mutulu Shakur, the Unabomber, King Blood, Pistol Pete, and a whole bunch of other what America calls menace to society and criminals. That's who I lived with. So who better qualified to tell you about this? That's why I said watch part 2 to this that I'm dropping today. I don't even like dropping 2 videos because I don't want to give y'all too much sunlight because it's equivalent to burning a plant, and I don't like to give y'all too much water because it's equivalent to drowning a plant. So I got to give you just enough because I know y'all not ready for this because you got these fake YouTubers that go up here, they say anything to get, views, get a couple of dollars because YouTube is the new cash cow for the urban community. So you get a job from sitting in your basement. You get a job from sitting in your car, reporting content. But people get up here and they report false content because they just want to check, but I give the real. So they do and have been doing everything to try and discredit me. Yes, I sold, not proud of it, approximately 25 keys a day. Sometimes I might have sold 30, 40, even 50 goddamn keys a day. Excuse me for saying goddamn. Excuse me to my Christian brothers and my religious brothers. But sometimes I sold 50 keys a day. Some days I might have sold 5 or 10. You know what I mean? But the average was around 25 keys. So they go up on YouTube and say, I didn't know he's 25 keys a day. If you had 25 keys a day, time this and time that, they come into this and they come into this and that. And they worrying about that instead of listening to the message that I'm giving the youth. And then they say they're running a ministry and that they're for the youth. But instead of giving the youth knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so they can understand their culture and freedom so that they could have the power to refine themselves, to deal with equality, to show forth that they're God, to show forth that they could build or destroy the negativity that's been implanted in them, to show forth that they be born, that they exist, that they have a complete cipher, which is a complete circle, to understand that everything stays within this circle and nothing leaves. It just hits different people at different times in different generations. Sometimes decades later, sometimes centuries later. What we do today is going to affect our children 100, 200 years from now, if we're still having Earth with the pandemic that's going on and all that. I'm going to speak on that another time because y'all got me ready to talk about politics. But this is where we at, so you understand. You know, this is a serious issue. They gave the maximum sentence so far for storming the Capitol, trying to stop the transition of power, for, rest in peace, you know, the murder of a police officer. Rest in peace, the murder of one of our civilians. 17 years. When they gave people with my color. When I hit the back of my hand, that means black. That's why I say my Cash App is on the screen. I don't care if you donate $1, $5, or whatever. Keep this movement going. This needs support the same way PBS needs support. The same way CBS needs support, why they have Jerry Lewis was going up there when I was a kid, you know what I mean, to ask for, you know, the donations around the holiday season. But when a black man do it, we have our black people, because our black people, you know, and I don't even like to say that, but I have to say it because I'm being a journalist right now. Our black people look for anything to go against our own when we elevate. So being that I'm elevating, I want to thank y'all and give y'all a round of applause because I'm over 60,000 subscribers. All right, relax. I said relax, man. Yo, I'm over 60,000 subscribers thanks to you. Whoever's not subscribed, I'm respectfully asking you, if you don't send a Cash App, at least hit the subscribe button before you tap out. At least hit the subscribe button. I'm getting to get a little emotional right now. You know what I mean? And let me ride. This is already 28 minutes in, right? But let me ride, you know, because we have brothers like Delroy Uzi. I'm going to be doing a number of programs with Delroy Uzi because I got in touch with my brother Delroy Uzi. I'm going to do several videos on Delroy Uzi. And I know y'all wonder, what does Delroy Uzi have to do with Enrique Tarrio and the Proud Boys? Politics. Delroy Uzi is locked up for politics. To me, Jamaican brethren, them, I want you to understand, so me I represent to them. So me I going to tell about the politics of Delroy Uzi and the downfall and, them chop off one of the man them. But yet, they give these men that storm Washington, D.C. 22 years. And then they walk out the courtroom and they say, Donald Trump will pardon us. But Delroy Uzi been in jail over 30 years for a political crime. Just like these brothers committed a political crime against the government. But I'm a Jamaican, so I'm not getting the type of play. But you have a black Afro-Cuban. And I'm going to do a part 2 to this. So make sure to watch the part 2. I'm going to drop it today, blood clot. I'm going to drop it today. Gunshots to me dropping it today. You understand? So I'm going to break down and show you how Delroy Uzi coincide with the Proud Boys, because it's all politics. Because that's all it is. And just so you understand, Joe Biggs The leader of the Proud Boys got 17 years. And my comrade with a valve crack got a life sentence. I'm not even going to put me in that so y'all don't say I'm justifying. I deserve every day that I did in prison. I'm keeping it 100. I deserve every day that I served in federal prison because I violated the laws and Constitution and my people by poisoning them. And I take responsibility for that. And I'm going to stop and take a 3-minute moment of silence and a prayer. God, please forgive me for what I've done. I knew no better. You've always said that don't hold no man responsible for what he don't know. In my 20s, I didn't know. In my 50s, pushing 60 next year, I know better. And that's why I'm here apologizing to my people. And all I ask is your forgiveness. Amen. That's where we at. I'm trying to reach the youth, your youth, to prevent them from going to federal or state prison by letting them know I made it to the top of the food chain. I'm selling approximately 25 keys a day. Let the rat bastards and trolls add that up and say what they want to discredit me, because the same way they went against Malcolm X and Martin Luther King is the same way they're going against me. The same way they went against Marcus Garvey is the same way they went against me. Anytime you try and help your people out, you have people that's like crabs in a barrel, crabs in a basket. As soon as you get to the top, you got somebody grabbing you by your ankles, trying to pull you back down. Then somebody else jump on also. And then somebody else jump on. That's what we having with this YouTube stuff. They're mad, right? Cash App is on the screen. I don't care if it's $1, $5, whatever. Show some support so I can get this equipment and keep this gig going, because I know y'all want me to look good when you show this video. I contemplated wearing a suit today for this video. And right now, my finances ain't right. Yeah, I'm an ex-washed-up kingpin that can't afford to buy enough suits to wear one every day. So I just wear a shirt, which is a hell of a lot cheaper, so y'all can say what you want. Cash App is on the screen. Show your support to keep the movement going. I even contemplated stop doing this. But because, I don't even know where it's at, but because, oh, here it is. Hold on. But because I got this phone, and I put my phone number on the screen, 917-680-9091. I answer this phone. I answer the text on this phone when I get a chance. If I'm not in harm's way, meaning if I'm in the streets and I'm in a dangerous neighborhood, I'm not going to sit here, yo, what up, how you doing, Mr. Subscriber, and leave the back of my head open. So that's the only time I don't answer. But when I get home, I do return my calls. And I do take my time and answer my texts. So I've seen the texts and I've gotten the calls that I'm making a difference. And for that, I'm going to continue to move forward a little bit more. But right now, I'm really getting tired because I see that there's so many platforms that don't have any content. I put my number on the screen. Like I said, make sure y'all watch my Roku channel. I got videos on my Roku channel at Unique Mecca Audio at Roku, and I have it on the iTunes, whatever, at Unique Mecca Audio. Everything is at Unique Mecca Audio. Download the videos at Roku. Show your support if you can't or don't want to send a joint. You know what I mean?
Level of the process.
And,
Retailers need.
you see, this is damn phone. I'm just getting used to it. You know what I mean? But, make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, and go to my Cash App. Go to my Instagram at Unique Maker Audio. It's on the screen. You got people say, oh, he like every night, he's always asking for something. Yo, this shit costs money, my nigga. You want these jewels, you want this information, but you want it for free. But Donald Trump took a picture of his mugshot and put it up and made over $7 million in one day. And nobody said he's begging, he's Reverend Knight. But a black man do it, he's begging, he's this and that. And the only people that say that is our own people. You see how our own people. Do you know that when Marcus Garvey went down, he went down because one of his own people started working with the federal government and lied on him and said that he was embezzling the money and using the funds for wrong things, and he served time in Atlanta USP. I relayed to Marcus Garvey because my mother, Mary Elvina Garvey, her father is Marcus Garvey's first cousin. They both have the same grandparents. Pay attention. So when I went through Atlanta as a holdover twice, I didn't serve time on Atlanta compound because they were like, nah, they ain't gonna let me around all them black people because I'm too swift mentally, you know? But when I went through Atlanta USP and they had me in a holdover, I felt the spirit of my great cousin, Marcus Garvey. And that's what I made my oath to God, that if he released me from prison, I would do my best to try and enlighten the youth. I do my best to try and enlighten the youth, to prevent them from winding up in the same place that I'm at. And that's why I keep mentioning Cash App. If you don't think a Cash App is worth me saving your youth or your life, because one of these youth that I'm saving that's thinking about picking up a gun to go rob somebody, kill somebody, and get initiated into a gang or do a scam to, take money from someone's credit card or to duplicate somebody's Cash App like they did mine. That's why I said don't send it to the Cash App that got a number 1 in the last name Hall, because that's a duplication. If you don't think that this game is worth a Cash App, then you don't need to be on this channel. You don't need to be on this channel. But I felt the spirit of Marcus Garvey, and I made my solemn oath to God during those 2 stays that if you release me from this life with no chance of parole plus 20 years, God, I will go home and try and make a difference in the youth life. And I honored that. So if I stop doing that today, I honored that. If I stop doing that today, I honored that. Man, this is sad, man. We had a police officer killed in the Capitol January 6, 2021. We had a civilian killed in the Capitol. We had them storm, Washington. We had them run up in one of those big old Washington office buildings. And they yelled, "Where's the vice president? We want to hang him." The hell? And they got 22 years as the max, and this is... Listen, man, I've been on here long enough. I got part 2 coming today. Make sure you watch part 2 today, man. Make sure you watch part 2 to this about Enrique Tarrio. See how black my eyes is. Let me take my glasses off. See how black my eyes is. I've been through hell and I've been living in hell. And I'm trying to prevent you and the youth and the elders that's watching this from going through the hell that I went through. I made a promise and a solemn oath to God, and I keep my word that I would at least try to save the youth and the elders by letting them know the madness that I've seen with these eyes, to prevent them from going down that road, to make this a better society for us. Follow me on Instagram at Unique Maker Audio. It's on the screen. I don't have to say it again because the rat bastards are going to say something about me talking about the Cash App, which I don't really give a crap because they ain't got no content, so they got nothing to sit there and tell people to donate to. You know what I mean? I got a book out called Aurora in Harlem. You could go to aurorainharlem.com. aurorainharlem.com. Oh, and let me say that. I should have said it earlier. I said it earlier in the new video I'm going to do for Enrique. If you're trying to get a car, and your credit is messed up, I know official people that know how to, get your credit right legally and help you with the paperwork to get you in any car that you want, that your finances can afford. The number's on the screen if you're interested in a car and getting your credit right. See, you come to them to get your credit right. 917-680-9091. You come to them to get your credit right, and they don't charge you anything for that. All you have to do is buy a car. You know what I mean? My number's on the screen. Whatever you want, call my bluff. Cash App on the screen for you rat bastards. You know what I mean? Tapping out. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Big shout out to Lou Sims. You see the family up there? That's Big Lou Sims, OG, Daniel, me celebrating new niggas, all pushing new pictures up. My man Vegas, Mo Prime, you already know what it is. We tuned in, we here, loud mode, you know what I mean? Angel Home, you know what I mean?
Fresh out the can of 26, heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. When he mentions a gift, you stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio.
That's how we do, man. We keep it 100 all the time. All the time. My man Flip, what's up? You know what I mean? That's the homie right there. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know who it is. Our family, man. All right? So this is what it is, man. Oh yeah, go to Mecca Audio TV and subscribe. I'm gonna start doing politics. That's Big Dap right there in the color jacket. Big Dap, Papa Stopper, and Lou Sims. You know what I mean? We chillin'. Dap, what up? Love you, family. You know what I mean? That's how we do. That's Dap. Don't sound. A round of applause for Dap. A round of applause for Dap. All right, 40 wolves in the house.
Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can get back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the road men.